Note. Do you have last word? Do you have last word now? How many of you are using together? The other two should go. Others should sit down. That's it. Look at your last word. Let's continue from where we stopped yesterday. Did you do any other whatever apart from the one? Yes. Any problem? Do you have any? Yes. Do you have any specific? Maybe we put down for next week. We'll put those calculations for next week. Any other one? We'll put those calculations for next week. Who is that? We'll put those calculations for next week. So any other question apart from another problem apart from the calculation? The calculation is the main problem. Okay, then let's quickly continue from where we stopped yesterday. If you don't have any other issue apart from the calculation. Okay, let's quickly read further so that we can explain some other topics. We stopped at number 15 yesterday. Yeah, number 16. Sharply. We stopped 15 yesterday now. Yes or yes? Yes. Yes, 2019. Last one, 2019. Business of 2019. Are you ready? Don't waste time. You don't have much time. Please, let's pay attention. Are you reading? I don't have one with me here, so you should read. Ensuring cleanliness of abattoirs and healthiness of animals.
No, sir. That's number 17. Sir, number 17.
Okay, whose duty it is to what? Ensure that what? Cleanliness of what? The abattoirs and the quality of meat coming out from there. Then we have what? Among the options.
Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, Standard Organization of Nigeria.
From A, start from A, option A.
Consumer Protection Council.
Consumer Protection Council. What is the function of the Consumer Protection Council?
They protect your rights.
That means when any consumer is being cheated, maybe you are being short chain or you are being what's it called? Maybe you are not being given the value for your money. You are not being treated well or whatsoever. That is the body you report to. That's what Consumer Protection Council. Then the next one.
Exchange of goods and services for a large scale exchange, labor,
You have not answered it now. Explain each of the options now. Option B.
National Agency for Food and Drug Administration.
You can hear that. National Agency for what? Food and Drug what? That's what they're in charge of what? Having quality food and what? Drugs for the what? For the citizen. That's NAFDAC. That's the main duty of what? NAFDAC. 3. Nigerian Communication Commission, that's what NCC, they are in charge of what? All these networks, that what we have a good network or we are not being overcharged for our what? For their services. The fourth one, Nigeria Electricity Commission, that's in charge of what? Power supply. Then the last option, sun. Ensure that what? We have what? We have quality products that we have. So the answer is what? B. NAFDAC. They are the one in charge of what? Yes. Then the next question.
The exchange of goods and services on a large scale explains a banking.
The exchange of goods and services in large scale explains A. Banking. Banking is not, bank deals with what?
Money.
Money, that's finance. So the second option, commerce. Yes, commerce deals with what? Exchange of goods and services. The next one, so I can explain. Finance is still under banking. Insurance against risk. Production is the what? Conversion of what? Raw material to what? Until it gets to the what? Final consumer. So the answer is what? B. The next question. The mode of transportation which is commonly affected by what? Weather condition. A. Air.
Rail.
B. Rail. C. Road.
D. Pipeline.
D. Pipeline.
E. Water.
E. Water. So what is the answer? Air. But even the water too. But in this case, we have two answers, but air will be what? Most suitable answer. But ordinarily, even on water, you could be affected. The captain could be affected by the weather as well. Not be able to see, and it will cause lot of. You must have watched some movies on that. Blue Sea, Titanic, and the like. That the captain could not quickly identify what was in front and got hit by the iceberg and the ship capsized. Number 19. Let's continue.
Purchasing what you did not buy explains A.
Purchasing what you did not buy.
What you did not plan to buy.
What you did not plan to buy. Purchasing what you did not plan to buy.
Impulse buying.
Impulse buying, very good. What are other options? Because you are using this opportunity to explain. That's why I always
Rational buying.
Rational buying. That means when you really made what's it called? An objective choice. That's rational buying.
Seasonal shopping.
Seasonal shopping. That's when you do maybe in a particular period of the year. Like that. Self-services. You know that.
Window shopping.
Window shopping. That one is just what? Just to glance to have overview. Then continue.
The reward of capital as a factor of
The reward of capital.
A. Interest. B. Profit.
Interest. What? Continue.
B. Profit.
B. Profit.
C. Rent.
C. Rent.
D. Salary.
D. Salary.
E. Wage.
E. Wage. Interest is on what? Is on capital. Rent is on what? Land. Salary and wage is for what? Labor. So I think that's those are the what 4 factors of production. 4 factors of production. You have what? Land, labor, capital, and what? Entrepreneur. And land. What is the reward for land? Rent. Labor. Wage and salaries. For capital. Interest. And for entrepreneur is what? Profit. Very good. The next. What?
The provision made by business organization against future events that may have negative effects on the continuity of the business referred to as A. Brokerage, B. Credit, C. Insurance, D. Loan.
The answer is what? Insurance. Go to the next.
Buying and selling of goods and services.
Buying and selling of goods and services
Between 2
between 2 or
or more.
more countries. Buying and selling.
A. Entrepot.
Entrepot. What is entrepot?
When you buy
When you import to be what? Re-exported. When you import a commodity to be what? Re-exported. See, what's your name? Come in. Yes, come in. Just leave it. Yes, don't waste my time. I know you should be careful there. Or else I will give you extra work to do. Sit down. So, so entrepot is what? When you import to be what? To be re-exported. In this case, when you import, you don't do anything on the products. If you change it, that means it cannot be called entrepot again. So when you import, like you just imported a car, and as the car is landing, you are exporting it to another country. Maybe you imported a car from what? Maybe you imported a car from what? Germany, somebody said from Germany now. And on arriving what? Nigeria port, you just immediately, I think, are you? And you immediately send it to what? Maybe Benin Republic or Ghana. That's what? Entrepot. The next one. Export is what? Those items that are being taken from your country to other countries. Foreign has to do with what? Two or more countries. The next one. Home, that means you can call that one local. That means moving from one state to another within the same country. You are moving from Lagos to Maiduguri, from Lagos to Oyo to Manabra, back to Lagos. Things like that are what we refer to as home. Next question. Which of the following examples of occupation explains provides indirect services? What do you mean by indirect services?
You don't have a direct contact.
Yes, like the third party. Yeah, continue. A housekeeping, that means a maid. A maid is rendering a direct services to whoever that employs the maid. That means if you have a maid in the house, he or she also to pay you this and you pay. So he or she is rendering a what? Direct services. B. Medicine, a doctor. A doctor now renders what? A direct whatever and you pay for that. So that is referred to as what? Direct services. C. Music. A musician, he sings and what? The audience are what? Listening, and if you like to pay or you buy the track or you buy the whatsoever, you know how you buy it. Or you check it on the internet and when you like somehow they have. So that is equally direct services. Yes. Salesmanship. Yes, that is the same thing. What's the last one? Sanitation is the answer, because most times when you clean an environment, the environment is not for only you, but for what other people will still pass and things like that. So you would.
So music, they're not singing it. They are singing it.
You don't understand what third party is. That means what I do that affects you. I'm bringing to this person and you are benefiting from it or something like that. That is what we mean by indirect. So when you sing, I'm like me, I'm not a lover of music or something like that. So it doesn't have, so it's what affects those that you understand that are having direct contact with the musician or that have direct love or whatsoever for the music or for the. That is it.
But sir, if I didn't use it on your phone, you see, it's not direct one, indirect contact. So, like this is not your singing with.
But you have your own audience and you're singing directly now. To this. So who is the second part? Who is the third part? The musical instrument or what? No, you are still the one but the receiver now. But environment now, sometimes you go and play, sometimes you might be called upon to come and play basketball. But when you play, who you make it of it? Maybe SSC is doing it. Now you see that the environment is that the music is direct.
An aid to trade that provides financial services
Aid to trade that provide financial services
to individuals and
to
organizations
individuals and organizations
carrying out legitimate
carrying out legitimate business. That means an aid to trade that provides what? Financial services for legal business transactions.
advertising.
A, advertising. What is advertising? Creating awareness.
E-banking.
B, banking. I think banking is the answer. Then what's the third? Communication is what? Passing information. Yes. D, tourism is what? Visiting around the world or whatever. Then transportation is movement of human beings, goods and services from one place to another. So the answer is what? Banking. Yes.
Compensation for loss resulting from
Compensation for loss resulting
stolen.
from goods stolen.
Through breaking into the premises
Through breaking into the premises.
of an insured
It's called what?
dash insurance.
It's called dash insurance. That's burglary. Fire is what? Incident that happens as a result of what? Fire outbreak. Burglary is the one that what? Maybe the house was broken or things like that. So that's the answer is what?
Burglary.
Yes. The next one.
Environment determines the future of
The what?
The external environment
The external environment
determines the future of an organization
determines the future of an organization
as it offers both dash
as it offers both
dash
dash
buying and selling,
buying and selling,
health and safety,
health and safety,
information and
information
communication,
and communication,
opportunities and threats,
opportunities and threats,
strengths and weaknesses.
strengths and weaknesses. The question is for you.
The external environment determines the future of an organization.
The external environment determines the future of an organization. Yes. The options.
Buying and selling,
Buying and selling.
health and safety.
Else, since we are talking about business studies, the most appropriate answer is A. Other options too are correct.
No, it's not.
Opportunities and threats.
Let me see. Let me read the question.
What analysis?
Let me see. You have to see a different thing. Then I can read it. Let me have it. Or you don't have to take it. Yeah. Number what? Number what? Number 20. Okay, the external environment determines the future of an organization as it offers both buying and selling, health and safety, information and communication, opportunities and threats, strength and weakness. Okay, you are talking of what? External environment, opportunities there, because out there are a lot of opportunities and threats. So how your company survives determines on what? The external forces. The next one. Convincing potential customers to buy a particular product, explain dash advertising. Persuasive advertising. You know how that one is being done. Try this one now. It fits on you. I don't know if you see that you look at it. Look at the confession. When you go, you realize that. So let us continue. Consumers have the following rights except right to what? Luxury. They have right to what? To be informed. They have right to choose. They have right to what? Healthy environment. They have right to what? Safety, but right to luxury is what? Except you have the affluence to do that. 29. The following are modern means of communication except. The following are modern means of communication except we have email, We have what? Internet, we have telex, we have telephone, then we have trumpet. Trumpet is the old means that the kings use in passing what? Information. The town criers blowing trumpets to gain people attention and by extension probably send the information. Wait this, you just wait people and the person behind you stop. After laughing for how many minutes, next thing is to speak. You got exhausted abi because you channel all your energy to. Okay, which of the following is not part of SWOT analysis? Truthfulness. Then the next one. Let's move to number 31 now. I think we are going to be faced with some calculations here. Bookkeeping. The document that contains the full details of goods sent by the supplier to the buyer is called invoice. We have the word check. What is check? Check is a written order by an account holder to the bank to pay a certain amount to what? To the person whose name is what? Is on the check. Check is the what? Is a written order by an account holder to the bank to issue what? Or pay a certain amount of money to the what? To the person whose name is what? Written on the check. What is credit note? Overcharged. Why the debit note is what? Undercharged. Very good. Then invoice is one that carries what? The items. List of items that are to be carried from one point to another. And the last one is receipt. Receipt is what? Evidence of payment. Very good. The purpose of trading account is to ascertain the what? Gross profit and loss. What's the difference between gross profit and loss and net profit and loss? What's the difference between gross and net? Yes, they are making sense. Net profit is like all over. That means the final. You use gross to find net. The first one you get is gross. Then you use your gross to find net. So the gross is more or less like you have not gotten your final profit or loss. It's just like, let me cite an example for you. You're running a business now and you use your car now to move in the goods, maybe from the warehouse to your store. And after sales, you now make calculations that, okay, oh, I bought this thing for 100 naira and it was later sold for 150 naira. I made 50 naira on 50 times 1,000, so that's 50,000. Sometimes you look at the money very little, but rate of turnover matters. If you make 50 naira on a particular commodity, and you're able to sell 1,000 of it, how much is that? 50,000 naira a day. Okay, that's your gross profit for now. But when you now think of, oh, I need to remove the fuel I used I fueled my car to bring the commodities and some other things. That is what removing every other charges. Maybe you are now left with what, instead of 50,000, you are now left with what, maybe 40 or 35,000. That 35,000 at the end of other charges is what we now refer to as what? Net profit or loss. The next one, the book of accounts that gives details, explanation of transactions is known as the book of accounts. So it's not journal. What of trial balance? Journal is for what? See, journal is for Journal is for day-to-day transaction. Then the answer is trial balance. That is what? From the ledger, yes, you transfer the ledger into a trial balance. Ledger is for what? Individual sales, individual commodity, sales of individual commodity. The trial balance is moving it into the what? Into the what? Then you have cash flow. Then the balance sheet. Then look at this calculation under. You need to have a balance account. So capital is what? What is missing? The capital will be what? Our furniture here is what? We have this. That means the summation of what? Land, which is 30,000. Are we together? Why are you writing on the table now? Plus that share we don't know. Plus 5,500 gives us what? 40,800. So the furniture is what? When you add this together, it is what? 35,000. If you remove 35,000 from 40,000, you are left with what? 5,000. Is it 300? Okay, this is 5,500. So this will be what? 5,000. So the answer is what? The answer is what? 300. That's what? D. Given that the total debit is equal to total credit, what is the credit balance? 40,800, which is A. What is capital? Capital will be what? Will be 48,000, 40,800 minus what? 15,800. You are left with what? 25,000. Then, do you understand? Any question on the calculation? This one is direct. Number 37, the aggregate stock, debtors, and bank is called what? Is a debtor an asset? A debtor. Is a debtor an asset? A question. A debtor, is that an asset to the company or a liability? Very good. But a creditor is what? A liability. A creditor is a liability. What do you mean by liability? That means what? The debts they are owing, those you need to give money to. The document sent by seller to the buyer at regular intervals showing credit and debit and the balance due is called what? Statement of account. So we'll start from these other calculations next week.